ready.
I spent $20 on this. It's another freaking Transformers crossover. I keep buying them whenever I see them for about $20 or less because I know you guys love them. You love seeing them, how weird they are. They're definitely a clone trooper oddity. That's for sure. These might be some of the strangest pieces of Star Wars merchandise ever. Because these weren't even designed by the same people that made Transformers toys of the same time. So they're like these oddly incompetent toys that don't know what they're trying to be. And it's kind of hilarious. And it looks like mine is missing a panel on the side of his arm for no reason. And I literally just noticed that. Why did they make that a separate piece? Why was that made a separate piece? Why couldn't that just be one whole piece? Like, it's supposed to be glued on, but that side is just, it's just not there. I didn't even notice that when I bought it. Still would have bought it anyway, because I'm not that worked up about it. At least he's got his missile and his gun. At least he's kind of there. But yeah, this is supposed to be Captain Rex as an ATTE. If you don't know the lore, there really is no lore. It's just a robot version of Captain Rex that turns into an ATTE. I think it's supposed to be a mech. I mean, you can still open up the cockpit and put in a little minifigure that came in this line. And you may be wondering, oh, did you get the Captain Rex minifigure? Well, guess what? They stopped including the minifigures. So this one doesn't even come with one. It doesn't even exist for him. But yeah, you can see that's how the robot's going to look. You can pretty much already figure out how it's going to come together. You can already see his fists just poking out on the middle of the leg there. Other than that, it's a decent ATTE model. I mean, it's not that bad. All the little turrets can move. I mean, you can actually move the midsection, which is nice. It doesn't look too bad as like an ATTE model if you just forget the clone trooper hands sticking out. Its articulation isn't too bad either. I mean, you can move the front legs forward. All the little, cannons can move. You can turn the turret. It does have a button up top where you can shoot the missile. Where you can shoot the missile. Where you can shoot the missile. Okay, so we're not shooting the missile. You can move the middle legs in and out. You can move them back, but you can't really move them anymore forward. You can move the feet, and they're on a ball joint. And the back ones hinge. You already saw that turns. There really isn't any... I guess there is like a waist articulation too. I guess there is, of sorts. It's the same waist as the robot. Yeah, let's just get this over with, man. Let's just get it over with. So you pop this off, that'll be his hand cannon. And then let's do his legs, I guess. Oh no, I didn't have that fully tabbed in. So this sucks. Basically, you take the legs and you hinge them out. Oh, but what's that? Did that leg just pop off because these people didn't know how to design actual joints? That would be correct. Yes, the ratchets at the knees are so stiff, they actually have a stronger connection than the thigh joint. So trying to bend the knee on this figure results in the thigh joint coming undone. Because it's just a simple little peg, you can see. It's like super shallow. There's no substance. I mean, it's already screwed together. You take a mushroom peg and you put one piece on, then you put the other piece on top of it and screw it together and it stays shut. You already have the screws. Why did you design it so stupid that even adds another part right there? Yeah, the people who designed these did not design Transformers. Because need I remind you, the same kind of Transformers toys are coming out around this time. We're looking at the original 2007 movie, the end of that line, the beginning of Revenge of the Fallen. Transformers Universe 2.0, I think, was currently out at this time. There's some great figures in those lines. You can see it even squeaks, too. The plastic feels really shallowy and weird. And also, he doesn't really have heels to speak of. I mean, he does. But look at how forward his feet are. Look at how... Okay, let's just finish the transformation here. Let's just finish the transformation. Let's just get this over with. So then you move this big old shell of the ATTE down. You may be wondering, oh, does it have some cool gimmick to get the head up? Do you press a button or something? No, you just have to yank it out. You gotta yank it. There's literally no other option. And then, yeah, look at all this force it's taking to yank this head out. You yank it out. It's not even fully yanked. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh, jeez. How are kids supposed to do that? How are kids supposed to do that? Like my hands. Look at how red my finger is. My thumb, too. You can see a little mark. Just from trying... Oh, my goodness. Anyways, we're pretty much there. Split the legs. And then sometimes, even when you just split the legs, the thigh joint comes undone. Get the feet positioned a little bit. Get the backpack flush. And hey, look, he can kind of stand, sort of, a little bit. Get the gun in his hand. And here we are. Here's Captain Rex as an ATTE. I do think they also repainted this mold into another commander. I don't remember who. It could have been Wolf. It could have been like Keeley or Phil. I genuinely do not remember, but I know this mold did see a repaint. But hey, it's Captain Rex. I'll take the Captain Rex. I'm not really too concerned about getting the repaints from this line. I just like to have as many original molds as I can get. Yeah. Definitely not the best figure in this line. I would say when it comes to the full-size figures, the best that I have so far is probably the ARC 170. When it comes to all of them in general, the little Y-Wing is still the best. This is probably lower on the list. So let's talk about what's good. His head sculpt's actually not too bad. Decent head sculpt, kind of decent face right there. Let's just, boop, there we go. That's a thumbnail. Yeah, it's a decent face. I mean, it's got the blue where it needs to be. It's got the little jag eyes. It's neat. It's where that's it. Everything else is not that good, so let's get into it. So his backpack doesn't really even tab in. I haven't found a place where it tabs in. So essentially, it's just left there to flop. His shoulders are kind of weird and rickety and odd, and it's just so weird. Why was that a separate molded part? Why did that panel have to be a separate molded piece that they painted and glued in when it just could have been a part of the mold? I genuinely don't understand. You can see though the white paint is so much different than the white plastic color. It's jarring. And no, he's not yellowed. This is the color of his plastic. His elbow joints are on these really tight pins, and it's tight and dicey. And then these things, I guess you can leave them out if you want them to like punch with them, but you just kind of fold them back awkwardly. They don't tab in either. They're just kind of there. They just kind of sit there. And I feel like I'm forcing it too much when I do that, but you know what? They kind of stay. His fists are like awkwardly inward. You can still like tilt his waist, I guess. Then everything kind of clunks in the way. And then you got a waist swivel. The legs, you can move forward on these really awkward hinges. The legs, they pop off so easily. Oh man, but that's the thigh swivel that pops off right there. Thigh swivel, hinged knee, and you can see how that thigh is wanting to come undone. Oh, there we go. There it goes. And also the legs on the ATT just awkwardly hang off. You know what they could have done if they actually had a brain? This could have hinged all the way down. And you know what it could have done? It could have served as the heel. But no, they don't know how to engineer Transformers because the people that made this toy line had never even touched a Transformer in their life. The ankles can also move up and down. So yeah, I mean, the gun's not bad. It's a good use of that. I mean, you can see just me trying to hold him. These things are just so not good. They really aren't. I mean, here, I've got a figure that came out a couple years prior right next to me. So here is Captain Rex. And here is one of the best Transformers that came out a couple years prior. Classics Mirage. You can just see the differences in how they engineer the joints. You can see the differences in the detailing and the proportion. Now, granted, Mirage is a little oddly proportioned, but I mean, look at this articulation. This guy's 15 years old, and he's got ankle pivots. He's got double-jointed knees. He's got double-jointed elbows. He's got, oh my goodness, he is insane. This is an insanely good figure. And, like, I've seen people, he even has little skirt pieces. His joints feel so nice and fluid and solid. You can get him standing on 1 foot with ease. Here, just give me one... Boom, there you go. 1 foot with ease. He's doing a karate kick. This is one of the most impressive Transformers to come out of this era. And alongside him, that came out just a couple years, like a year or two after, was this junk. It's just crazy to me. I'm surprised that Hasbro didn't let the actual Transformers team design these. These would have gone down in history as way better toys if they had. It's a shame. It really is. I mean, these could have been good figures. Like, even with this transformation scheme, even with all this kibble and everything, I haven't even really, like, complained about all the things sticking off of them. For people who don't really know Transformers like terminology, kibble is like alternate mode stuff that just hangs off of the robot. This right here is kibble. That right there is kibble. These things right there are kibble. Like, I didn't even really address the kibble issues in this review, besides, you know, those things just kind of sticking out. Even if it had the exact same transformation scheme, the actual Transformers design team could have made the plastic so much better, the joints so much better, have it stay together a lot more, given it a better sculpt. They could have done so much more to make this a better toy. Things would have tapped in. Those, you know, these hind legs would have actually folded down to form, you know, actual heel spurs. Because right now, I'm shocked that he's standing. I honestly have no idea how he's managing it, but he's managing it. Yeah, man, this is... If you're looking to get all of these, or just looking to dip your toes in, I mean, it's Captain Rex. I would honestly say the Freako Speeder one's a little better. And even then, that one's not that good. I would say still the worst one I've talked about so far is probably still Commander Cody, and it breaks my heart because Cody's my boy, but that toy's not that good either. But yeah, man, there's another Transformers Star Wars Clone Trooper crossover in the books for Clone Corner. There's another one. We did it. Here's Captain Rex. He's a figure. He is a figure, all right. I don't really recommend these unless you're a diehard Clone Trooper fan, a diehard Star Wars fan, Transformers, if you're collecting these crossovers. Not a lot of people do. This is a pretty obscure line. You don't really find a lot of these available out in the collector marketplace. You don't find a lot of these in the secondary market. You find some, but you really don't find too many because the ones that kids ended up with were totally destroyed because these toys were not that good or durable. I'm shocked that my Commander Cody to this day is still, like, physically complete. I'm shocked. But yeah, I'm done talking about this thing. Let me know what you guys think down in the description, or in the comments below. In the description below is a link to my Patreon, where you can become a special Patreon patron and get a shout out, just like these awesome people. Look at their names! Look at them! Look at the name! Oh my goodness, there's so many names! Yeah, thanks guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. You're all awesome. And I'm gonna stop talking about this thing now. I'm done with it. I'm gonna put it on the shelf right after this. I'm already done with it. I'll see you guys. Bye.